For my field trip for oceanography, I took a trip to the Naples, Florida Conservancy Center, where I learned about reptiles, sea turtles, mangroves, sea sand. I learned about sea urchins and a lot of our environment that I didn't really think was so important. These are just some of the pictures that I took on my trip. Saw little baby gators. I learned about our beaches, and I learned about our oceans and the flow of fresh water from the lands, and I learned about how our saltwater waves and high winds sculpt this dynamic sandy shoreline that we live in, where plants, birds, and even rare nesting sea turtles can be found. It's really interesting to learn how all of these little things really affect our environment and really form the way we live. I learned about the oyster reefs and different little fishes that live there, one in which actually looks like a rock and was hidden in the sand and was camouflaged, and if it wasn't for a tour guide, I would have probably not seen it. This is a sea urchin. It's a pencil urchin, and I actually tried to draw it here. My drawing isn't so good, but you can kind of see what it looks like.
This is called a horseshoe crab, but it's actually part of the spider family. And it has blue blood, which is used for medicine, and it is copper based. So that's pretty cool.
After I walked to the Conservancy, the Inside Educational Center, we took a little boat tour guide trip through this waters that are filled with mangroves, in which I learned that we have 3 types of mangroves, and the most important one here being the red mangroves here in Florida. The red mangroves grow in salt water, and they take the water in through the roots, which is actually kind of rare because it's really hard for plants to grow when they're taking water with salt in through the roots. However, the mangroves actually have a filter that filters out the salt when they take the water in, so that's pretty neat. Red mangroves are very important to the ecosystem here in Florida.